Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a 6x6 double-page spread titled Lunch. And I'll be scrapping a number of photos, and I'm working with a digital scrapbook kit, Seeds of Love, which I designed myself, and it's available as a freebie on my blog, MistyHilltops.com. So it's designed by Misty Hilltops Designs. So here I have the, every paper is printed off. Actually, even the background paper has a slight coloring and texture to it. Not that you could feel it, but it's printed that way. And then on top will go this salmon colored, not quite salmon, but something like it, colored paper strip that will be the backdrop for all the other pattern papers that I'll be using on this page. And I need to make sure as I put these two pages together that everything aligns with each other. So here I'm making sure, because this is the backdrop for both pages, that it's a continuous design, and so I'm making sure that it actually is perfectly aligned to each other so that it looks like one continuous spread. And then I have these smaller strips of papers, and yes, I did waste quite a bit of print ink there because I just had it all printed out, but because I didn't want to spend all this extra time to see where exactly the pattern papers would go on top of it, so I just made it a continuous print. Anyway, then I'm starting, because nothing will go underneath there. I can start with just gluing down each of the pattern papers here, and I'm starting from the end because that makes it easier for me with the spacing. I want the spacing to be somewhat even, and so it's easy to make sure to do this, because in the center there it will go across the two pages, which is just fine by me. I like it. I'll cut it apart again, but here I have to make sure I line up everything again perfectly so that when I glue it down it really sits right, and so that it won't, when it's cut apart again, that there won't be like big gaps and all that. So this is the most tricky part of all, but still doable and not too hard to do. So here I'm also paying attention that the two pages are lined up, and then that the spacing to the other little rectangles is similar spacing and all that. So there was like 4 or 5 things that I had to pay attention to all at the same time as I was gluing it down. So anyway, once this is done, I can start with arranging the other thing. It's photos and elements on this page. There are different embellishments. This is a journal card. This kit comes with a full collection. There's alphas, there's journal cards, there's pattern papers, and there's the embellishments, solid papers, everything. And you can find it at MistyHilltops.com. Just search for the name. And then, so actually what I do is I create this page in Silhouette, and then I clip or crop the papers to it, and then add the embellishments. I don't usually decorate my Silhouette page. I just add them in there and then see how large they need to be to fit my page. So I resize everything. And this is a paper flag that I also created, and there will be, or is already, a tutorial out on how I create such paper flags. Super easy, but still. And then I have this title that I'm still undecided where I want to put it, and I don't really like it up there. And then I decided to put it right there with this, and it works with the spacing. And that's the one kind of disadvantage. I cannot use large things on smaller layouts like this. So anyway, here I'm using my obligatory paper strip to see where is the center of the page, where is that center line, so that I can start when I glue down the photos, that I can make sure that they do not go partially across that center line, because it's covered here with other elements. For one, that circle, but the other rectangle underneath there as well. And because I was creating this page in Silhouette, I was able to already add my journaling. It has my own font. I have my own handwriting on my computer, so it just looks exactly like my handwriting, and so I can add that already. I don't have to write it out, and then it still looks very much like me, and then I print that out as well, and so I can have it. I wanted it half covered or partially covered, not half, but partially covered, and so I could make sure that the journaling wasn't going behind there. So that's the nice thing of working digitally or partially digitally, which is what we call hybrid, right? But so that's one of the advantages of why I do still like to work with digital products. And you can resize them. I'm sure it's nice with 6x6, but usually no company makes embellishments for 6x6 things. The embellishments are always generic for any project size. That means they're mostly focused on 12x12 project sizes. So for me, it's much nicer when I can resize everything to the size that I needed. That's why I still like to work with digital products. So here I'm still arranging, and I have all these flowers. They are dies. They might be from Simon Says Stamp or something. I have so many, I just keep forgetting what the names of these are. So anyway, these will become clusters all around the page, and I do like to work with a visual triangle there. So I will try to keep that in mind as well. And here I am starting with the leaves, because oftentimes I start gluing things down and I realize, no, the leaves are missing. They need to go underneath or behind. And so on this layout, I finally remember that and did it the right order. So here I can add the flowers, and because they are kind of 3D-ish, I try to give them a little more dimension still as I glue them down, so that they will retain their dimension even when it sits in a book. I'm considering to just create a simple mini album, because it's 6x6, and then just gluing them into that mini album and then putting everything together that way. So that's how I'm considering working with this. And here I'm adding more of the flower clusters, and so I'm trying to keep the dimension with the flowers, while I also want to cluster them a bit. So, but they shouldn't get too bulky. That's also something to consider. Here I need to put a little leaf behind, but lucky I just only glued it down, so it's not yet stuck. Here I can layer things on top. So I have all these different little flowers there. And so again, I'm having 3 main clusters and then the little journaling cluster there. And here I'm trying to push that leaf a little under. Oh, and a few things were forgotten to actually glue down. Still trying to decide where to put things. And there's that little embellishment piece and that little embellishment piece there. They also come with a collection, and you will find everything at mistyhilltops.com. And now I'm ready to flip it around. I use the backside because there's a nice line that I can cut along, and that's my page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.